Nylons.
Yeah, it's like a ninja course, you
Yeah,
know.
man.
Like freaking, it's like, you know, you get an exercise just walking from one side. I
And
don't
listen,
want
the
that.
subway is great, but the thing
I
with the
don't
subway is
no,
like,
it's a dirty subway. You should have seen
Listen, it's-
Moscow subway.
but
That's subway.
but the thing is
New
with
York
the subway,
subway
you're
is
stuck
disgusting.
standing most
Yeah,
of the
I
time.
know.
It's like you rarely ever have a seat. It's always
Yeah.
crowded, so
Yeah,
it's like.
yeah, I can't
That's
do that.
why to train here is better
Yeah,
because
it's,
you're focused on only on training.
so I keep telling he drives like from boxing to jiu-jitsu to whatever, like all day spent driving from one practice to another.
Most of my time over there is spent getting from one gym to another than training. But it's okay, you know, you meet cool people there, man.
I'm sure. But then you kind of have to find a way to put it all together anyway.
Yeah.
Which we have, you know, everything here. So.
Yes, you do, man. Yes,
Just
you
the
do.
environment, man. Just everyone coming in, man, from all over the place. It's crazy. Like I've met so many great friends here, man. You one of them.
Oh, most definitely, man.
You know, like I try to
Likewise,
kind of
man.
like not to be, you know, not. I don't have too many friends with like fighters and stuff because
Mhm.
you know, like young kids, whatever. But you're like the only one I really like talk, like
Thanks,
on
man.
FaceTime, bro.
Dude, I try to
Yeah,
talk
we
to
click.
you every couple of weeks.
Yeah, we
I think
talk.
about you all the time. I always message you. That sounded kind of gay,
Oh.
but whatever. I think about you all the time.
Brotherly love.
Hey, man, listen,
Whatever.
when you make good friends, you can't let them go.
Yeah.
It's hard to find good friends in this
I always
world, bro.
remember the funny part when the Rama fought at Madison Square Garden, which he won. It was Vagabov, Archie was there, Rama, and we hung out after the fight. And me and Rama were at the restaurant with his family, awesome family, his good friend, you know, we had a couple drinks, you know, and then we'll go outside. It was New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve, bro. So went outside.
No, it was already New Year's at that
Yeah,
time.
well, it was, yeah,
the New Year.
well,
it went, yeah.
Well, New Year, yeah. It
Yeah,
was
yeah,
New
yeah.
Year, the clock went on, you know,
Mhm.
party everyone in the street in New York City. There's gazillion people. And so we come out, and, you know, there's policemen's on the horse, right? There's a lot of horses, and, like, with police on it, and they're walking, and one of the horses took a dump, and it was, like, this big. And me and Rama standing there and watching while, like, there's, like, hundreds of people just, like, fucking dropping in that.
So what's happening is people are walking, and they're stepping on it, and other people are stopping and watching them step on it and pointing at them and laughing in their faces. Oh, they stepped on the shit. They're sitting there screaming. I'm like, what a good way to start the new year,
but,
huh?
But there's thousands of people. It's New York City on New Year's.
Yeah,
you know,
man.
New York City. So, and people going in every different direction. It's like ants.
And
you
we
know,
were
like-
right there. We
and
were
we're
what?
like this, standing like while everyone's
We were
stepping.
like 7 blocks from Times
Yeah,
Square,
it was
so
on
you
Times
know where
Square.
everybody's there.
Yeah. The ball dropped, right? So obviously,
Yeah, it finally dropped, huh? The ball dropped. The ball dropped.
The
All
ball.
right, man. Damn, now we're talking.
yeah, New York's crazy, man.
Got
Yes.
puberty.
You fought against Jake. No, who did
Hune.
Jake Hune. Yeah,
Jake
that
Hume,
was a crazy
the human
performance.
punching bag. PFL signed that guy just to have him get punched on.
He's a nice guy, though. Huh?
He is a nice guy, man. I like that guy, but like, listen, like people gotta like see what they do and make changes to their styles. You know, I'm saying this just for his own good,
Yeah.
cause he's just getting hit. He fought George.
Yeah.
Remember George that was training here?
George.
He fought him at Risen.
George.
Remember George from?
He fought a bunch of people. I know he fought Alex Nicholson and got laid out too with a flying.
Yeah,
knee.
he
Remember
did.
that?
But he fought George after that.
Yeah, he
That
fought.
came with Patrick, the guys from Czechoslovakia, I think.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
With the Mohawk.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
He fought him in Risen and he got knocked out.
Yeah. It's crazy, man. Sometimes people just fight just to fight, man.
Fighting is so sporadic. It's so like you never know what's gonna happen in there. You can always go in there with a plan, man, and like anybody can get hurt.
Oh, yeah.
Anybody can get knocked out.
Of course.
Everything has to be in check
You
when you're
gotta
in
be
there.
on point, man. And obviously, you gotta put in some training and make sure.
People
you
train too much these days. I found just from personal experience, man. I was
Yes.
training so hard and going into the fights exhausted, and I would perform well, but it's like I turned it down a little bit, and my performance got better, and I just felt better. My body reacted better to it. I had to make these changes over time because, you know, training that hard, you start to develop a lot of injuries, and you just gotta cut back a lot of the training, and
Yeah, you gotta find the medium, the right.
yeah,
medium.
man, you have to and keep it consistent. Consistency is key.
Man, you literally won the. I mean, you're not a big 205er to begin with, and
No.
you actually managed to win a heavyweight title, man, by knocking out actually a pretty legit fighter, man, in a World Series of Fighting, man. That was a big organization, even,
Yeah.
you know, like that's legit, man. I always consider like WSOF when it was on top, like it was a number 3 to me.
It's like Strikeforce.
Yeah. It was like, well, it was UFC, Bellator, and the WSOF. That's how I looked at it. If it came down to like international promotions.
ONE FC's making moves now too, man.
Yeah.
Especially with Mighty Mouse going over there. That's
Alvarez and all.
Alvarez, Eddie Alvarez is over there too now.
And Sage and Northcutt, maybe.
Maybe, yeah.
According to who? Who said
they
this?
cut him.
The UFC cut him?
You didn't
Yeah,
know?
they
Why?
cut him.
2 days ago.
Why?
They said he needs to develop his skills after a 3-fight win streak.
He's gonna be developing a paycheck now.
Yeah, but you know what? I think he just asked too much money. So
He asked for too much money.
probably they don't say that.
I've heard a lot about them doing that to people.
Yeah.
They tried to do that to a friend of mine. They gave him Yoel Romero short notice. They like forced it on him, and they said with like 3 weeks notice. They said you're gonna fight. We're gonna give you Yoel for 5 rounds, and he said I haven't prepared for 5 rounds. Can you do it a 3-round fight? And they're like, if you don't want to do it, we're gonna cut you.
Yeah.
They said that. They just muscled him.
Yeah.
So, like, when I see organizations like ONE FC put up money and buy somebody that's as valuable as Demetrius Johnson, that goes to show that
I'm
they're
not
not
gonna
the
say
top dog
names,
anymore.
but I've seen it. I see it all the time here too. They're like, hey, you have an opportunity to fight so and so, to get in UFC. If you don't, you're not
It's
getting.
never
in.
going to happen.
Yeah. So it's kind of like, but it's understandable too, man.
Why?
To a certain
Tell me
extent.
why it's understandable.
Well, it's
Because they're not fighting for us.
Well, it's understandable in the way of they got to do what they got to do, which is not always the right thing to do, but still.
I see it from, like, they want to put on exciting fights, right? So
Sometimes
isn't it in your best
they,
interest?
Sometimes they can't. Sometimes it's just impossible because it's like if you got somebody, let's say like Cyborg, right? And it's not that easy to find an opponent for her, let's say a certain way. So sometimes you just have to like, who's the best available option that we can get, even if it's for a debut, let's say.
Yeah, but then you know what you got to do? You got to pay them a lot of money.
Well, which they do. For that they would.
You remember Pride was doing that for Vanderlei Silva?
Yeah.
When Vanderlei was in Pride, they were paying guys with like 3 that were like 3-1, 5-3, or 5-4. They were giving him $200,000 to fight Vanderlei.
Yeah.
But
Who isn't going to take
Pride
that?
was big
course I would.
organization.
Of course.
And I started fighting because of Pride.
Yeah.
I think we all did. Right now, I think most of us did start because watching Pride fights.
Pride.
I was watching Fedor Emelianenko, and I saw that he's a sambo, from sambo,
Yeah.
and that's why I was trying to find a combat sambo gym to train there. I don't find. That's why I started grappling.
Your story is crazy because you really never had a coach. You pretty much
Yeah.
developed skills on your own, and you managed to win some major tournaments. You're a grappling world champion, like Fila. He won Fila. Fila used
That's
to
a
be one
legit.
of the
That's a
biggest,
legit competition. Yeah.
legit competition. Then you won ADCC Oceania, ADCC Asia.
ADCC.
ADCC. So
It's
that.
Russians, no?
Yeah, Russian style.
And that's pretty accomplished path.
I think that
And
this
it's just the beginning.
this is good. This is just the beginning because I only 2 years I started MMA and
already
only
5
1
and
year
0.
I started striking.
Wow.
But I think that is good that I don't have coach because I have my own style. No
Yeah.
one teach me this style. That's why someone don't understand what to do with me.
Yeah.
Because from anywhere I am trying to take legs.
Yeah, you find legs from everywhere. I concur.
But
even,
these
even
guys-
with one arm. Like remember we did the first time we
one
rolled.
arm,
We did.
yeah.
Greg did us told us we got to do seals, like where you keep one arm behind, and you just work with one arm, and you take my leg. We're like, I can't even like what the hell, man.
You know why? Because you're thinking he's only getting you with an arm, but he's actually his leg dexterity is great. He uses his legs as arms.
Yeah.
Isolates.
This is
Yeah.
the main thing.
That's the thing. People forget that there's another half of your body that can do a lot of work.
Yeah.
And
Roman has a bright future, man. I would give maybe 2-3 fights
For sure.
against decent opponents. He's going to be in UFC.
we'll see. Time will
You
show.
gotta be where they're gonna give you the most money, man.
Well, but for all the Russians, sometimes it's like the goal is UFC, because they come here for UFC.
Yeah,
That's
I
big.
understand.
That's the biggest league. After maybe like, but let me ask you this: so if let's say Bellator came up and gave you like crazy amount of money, and you had
I
on
will
the
fight.
table, and you had you had the 2 contracts on the table, UFC with base pay, whatever they give the starting person, or they had the Bellator with way more money, what would you choose? It's a hard one.
Probably UFC.
Yeah, see? Tell you, most guys
Really? That's crazy.
because that's.
I want to fight with the best guys. This is the main thing for me now.
There you go,
big
see.
time.
Yeah, but look at this, man. You got Gegard Mousasi over in Bellator. You got
Yeah, but
Martin
Gegard
McDonald,
Mousasi is
you
not
know?
my way.
But he made name. He
Yes.
fought UFC. He has the money already. You know,
Yeah.
he made the name for himself.
Yeah.
Anywhere he goes after, it's just a gravy. You know, whatever.
Yeah.
But like, you know, if you want to
Definitely.
be the best, you go with it.
The UFC gives you a little badge of honor, and everybody will take
exactly.
you
That's
after
a
that.
bit. You know,
You have a lot of value
exactly.
after.
You have
That's
value.
why I'm here in this gym,
Mhm.
because I want to train with the best guys. I want to spar with best guys. I
Mhm.
want to roll with best guys.
Mhm.
And
That's
after
what
I
you
want to
got with
compete
John
best
Jones,
guys.
huh?
Yeah.
It's funny to watch you and John go to especially wrestling, grappling, and stuff. John respects your game, man. Calls him king of the mat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I'm doing like this because I don't like when someone is
yeah,
saying
especially
things
like
this.
that.
No, you have to take it, man. This is your hard work paying off. You know, you
Yeah.
have
But
to.
every time I think that I don't
There's-
do nothing, I need to do more.
Of
There,
course you have
there
to
is
do
always
more.
more work to be
You
done.
know
man.
how I'm training.
Yeah, for sure.
You know how I'm training.
You train 4
Sometimes
times a day.
I'm laying down to sleep and I think, Roman, today you train not so good, like not so much.
And there was like 4
usually.
sessions. You
Mhm.
should have
And
gotten
I'm going-
5.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. I don't know how
Yeah,
you do
he's a
that,
hard-
I
man.
can't
Well, because
sleep.
for these guys, they get such an opportunity to come, you know, to come here that they don't want to waste a minute of it, you know,
Yeah.
because they have such a goals and admirations, you know. Plus, he's carrying his nation on his shoulders. Is only one person, one Georgian guy in UFC from
Yeah.
Staten Island,
Yeah.
from Sarah, you know, from Longo.
I know.
Sarah,
I know who you're
you know,
talking
so.
about.
And but Georgians are really, really good wrestlers all around and good
Yeah.
talent. 'cause
But
there
I'm
was-
not wrestler.
yeah, but
something
either way,
wrong
like
to-
very tough
Mhm.
by nature. It's Caucasus, you know,
Mhm.
mountain man, you know,
Mhm.
hairy guys.
Mountain man, hairy guys.
Hairy guys.
Carpet.
Carpet, you know, and yeah, there was one big heavyweight back in the day that I was looking forward to, like competing internationally and getting to UFC, but he passed away. He had a car accident. It was from Georgia. It was like he was an M1 global champion. He was just looked like Roman too, like big beard.
Look like
and-
my brother.
yeah, he like
What happened?
kicking
He
everyone.
just,
He just had
he
a
just
car
got in a
accident.
car
Guram
crash.
Buganishvili.
Yeah, he was
Wow,
he was like
man, that's
compared
He was
to.
hunting and
Yeah.
car accident.
They had a crazy war with Kenny Gardner. Remember Kenny Gardner? They were like,
No.
you don't remember Kenny Gardner?
No,
He's
the
from
name
18
rings a bell. I can't put a face to it.
Yeah, he was. I think they had 1-1, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, two and one.
Two
And,
and- okay.
Garner won 2 fights.
Oh,
Guram won 1 fight.
yeah. Well, things happen. But
But for me, I never. You say now that for us sport is important and to become great. For me, sport is not everything in my life.
well,
I'm trying to progress in other things too.
yeah, but it's a good base, and you know, like to start because more sportsmen they
It's-
they venture
It
out into
teaches you structure. It teaches you how to structure your
I
life,
don't know.
how
I
to
think
schedule
discipline.
things.
Discipline is
Discipline,
main
of
thing.
course.
This is main thing.
yeah.
What you teach.
Yeah, and most of the guys that coming out of there, right? Like we always see like only the best of the best usually will
Mhm.
make their way
Mhm.
overseas, right?
Mhm.
Because for the simple fact is that when you outgrow everyone, you know, you need
gotta
to
move
challenge
on.
yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you need to
and
move on.
usually every guy that came through these doors from that part of the world, you know.
Is
I mean,
dynamite.
you're good friends with Vagab, right?
Yeah,
He's
yeah, yeah.
nasty. Archie, man, crazy striker. We had
Yeah.
Timur Valiev, Rustam,
Mhm, mhm.
you know, Adlan Amagaf, all these guys that coming through, they're like the cream of the crop.
Yeah, yeah,
You know,
definitely.
the cream of the crop.
Without a doubt.
You know, so, and that's why, you know, we're pretty proud, you know, of having these guys around because
For sure, man.
our talent level goes up too.
Mhm.
Everyone who is
Mhm.
local, you know, and trains here and stuff like that, when these guys come around, they usually, you know, beat
Mhm.
up a lot of people, and you're like,
Yes, they do,
damn,
man.
like,
Yes, they do.
you know, because obviously if you're not good, you're not gonna go, you know, you're not gonna
Nah,
travel,
it's not gonna work out.
you know, so it's like you stick to wherever your local environment is. But the
Mhm.
guys at a very high level, they seek something else. They
Mhm.
want to train with John Jones, you know, they want to train with like high level guys. Just that's the way it's supposed to be.
Hey, Rama and Roman, I got a question for you. It is coming up on the holiday season, and there's a lot of office parties and friendly parties. How do you pick up a lady at those said parties? I know Rama is the
This
ladies'
is Mark's
man.
question. This is Mark's
No,
question.
no.
Yeah, I
This
know
is
Mark.
mine. This is
Stay
mine.
within the parameters
Strange-
of our show,
strange
even though we
question.
call
Let me
JW
tell you
Raw. Don't get out
Rama will tell
Don't
you.
get
I
out
mean,
I was
it's
don't
my
get,
secret, but Rama will tell you.
don't get, you know,
Listen,
out
man.
of your
The
comfort zone.
parameters in which you guys function under, like, I don't.
I can't explain it.
Yeah, it's like you're talking about I fly planes and you guys are talking about walking.
Da, Rama, da.
Yeah,
That answers your question.
yeah. Come on, man.
It's
Dude, you
not
know-
so
you-
hard thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not so hard thing.
Go ahead.
It's easy.
But what?
Like
Can,
that.
but can we talk
like
about what you're
bread.
famous for?
What? Tell me.
I mean, can I say it or no?
Say. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, please.
Oh, okay. No. I don't know if it's the right thing to say, but whatever.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, Prince. Prince.
What do you mean?
I don't know. I'm just making
This
a
is
comment
making it all weird. What do you mean? What am I famous for?
for being.
A stand-up guy, man. I'm a good
Yeah,
athlete,
Stand-up
man.
guy.
Listen,
I'm
man.
like afraid to say
A
it.
savant.
Savant. Yes, is that the word?
Yes.
Savant.
Look at him. He's putting away his dictionary right now.
Hold on. Clarify what is savant.
Yeah, pull out the dictionary again. Come on. There you go. Google.
Read it in English language, like Wikipedia style.
A learned person, especially a distinguished person.
He's a distinguished person.
I guess you could say that.
In which way?
Hard word for me.
Yeah. No, listen, man. You're talking about this girl thing. It's not like
yeah,
a
exactly.
girl thing. It's just I'm not afraid to go up and talk to people. You've seen me. I don't communicate with just women. I communicate with everybody.
Yeah, I know.
And I try to make everybody feel comfortable.
This is your mistake.
I think I've never.
You think it's a mistake?
I don't think I've ever seen you
Only
sad,
girls.
bro.
Sad?
I mean, that's why I think people gravitate to you. Like, and the way I start gravitating, because whenever I talk to you, even on FaceTime, you like make my day, bro. Because you have such a good positive energy.
I
And
try
listen,
to,
because
man.
me, sometimes I'll get into these weird moods, you know.
We
'cause
all do.
work, this and that. But I've never seen you. Like every time I talk to you, your energy level is just through the roof.
Dude, think
And
about
it
it,
makes me happy, like for the rest of the day, after I talk to you, because you just raise my
chairs.
serotonin levels or whatever.
These chairs are ridiculous.
I know.
I
Your
have
sponsor.
also some crazy friends like he is.
Yeah.
And yesterday he was speaking with Bas, and they was
With best
saying about things, the same things. Like
Oh, yeah.
Oh man, me and Rama had like dinner with Bas Rutten, man. That was one of the most memorable moments of my life. Like literally, I was sitting with Bas Rutten next to me, man. The guy's a legend. I grew up watching him. I mean, come on, man. Pride days, we're talking about that, you know. And Rama and Bas are like, yo, what's up on FaceTime, you know. And then Hans Gracie did the same thing, man. I was like talking to Rama, he just hands the calls on FaceTime while driving. I'm like. See, people gravitate, even people like that, you know, like the high level people gravitate around because he's like.
Boss is like my
Uncle.
crazy uncle.
Yeah.
Boss is like that uncle that, like,
Everyone
you know,
wants.
he acts like he's nice around you, but he's the one that'll, like, buy you drugs and give you alcohol and things like that. You know what I mean? He's that type of uncle. Not that he does that, but, like, he's that
Really?
type of uncle to me. And, you know, and it's funny because I'm, like, I'm close with his family.
Yeah,
and
that's
his
cool.
wife will say, I remember when the first time we met, she says to Boss, she's like, oh, this is the younger version of you. This is you when you were 26. So we were like, I don't know, man. I've always been cool with him ever since I met him up in Canada. I've known Boss for like 7 years now.
That's cool, man. That's really cool. Man.
He and believe it or not, he's the reason why I started the sport. He's the first MMA fighter I ever knew, and I watched on YouTube, and I was like, I need to learn how to do this. And it's funny how like it came full circle, and now he's my
Look
friend.
the calls I get. Iran. Seriously, you see that?
From
right?
Iran. People want to come train here, man.
People want to come trade. I get calls from Iran.
That's
I
crazy.
get calls from countries I've never even heard of.
But yeah, man, yeah, Boss is very special to me. I've been very lucky to meet amazing people, man. Look, I know you guys.
Yeah.
I know Greg Jackson, Mike Winklejohn.
Greg
I know
was so
Boss.
excited you're here, man.
Me too, man. It's been long overdue. I've been
You're literally
meaning to
sleeping
come
in
back
his
for a-
office.
Yeah, yeah, man. I got his office. I got my own little pimp pad over there. I can see what goes on in the gym. Whoever comes in,
He's
if I
like,
see any
boss.
girls come in, I'm like, that's it. I see him from the window. Get over here.
Yeah, man. I took Rama to LA to like a red carpet event for like Golden Globes, man. That was a trip, man. It was him, Michelle Waterson, her husband. It was Rama. It was fun. That's when I got to know and I got to see that side of Rama. You know, the wild side of Rama.
We had fun, man. We have a lot of fun, man. But you know what? It's never fun at
He's a
anybody's expense.
yeah,
you know?
he's a magnet.
Magnet.
Call it magnet.
Don't say
Yeah.
second word.
Yeah.
No, magnet is the second word.
Yeah.
The other one is the first word.
First one. Yeah.
But
I won't say the first one. I would say he's just a magnet.
Magnet.
I wouldn't
That's
say
enough.
I wouldn't say it like that, man. I feel like I attract a lot of good people. You know, I'm friends with a lot of good people, man, and I don't.
The energy, the aura, man. That like people, they select few people that possess something like that too, man. Like it's not that many people possess certain auras that attract other people to them. Because usually people are people, right? They kind of like whatever.
Yeah.
Like John Jones has crazy aura because he's a fucking badass champion, right? So everyone wants to fucking hang out with John Jones and be like this and that. And then you put that guy, you know, you put all these guys in the same room, and that creates this crazy freaking vibe, man, with like champions and like just badass dudes.
It's a lot of fun, man. It's a lot of fun what we do here.
I
People
wish you
people don't
stayed.
understand it, but the best way I can explain it to people is like, what person in their right mind would want to get in a cage and fight somebody?
Yeah.
You got to think that like we really enjoy the competition. We really enjoy competing at the highest level. This is the hardest competition in the world.
It is.
I've played basketball, played football. You name it. I've played every sport. Nothing is as hard as MMA.
It's enough already, like fighting, like when no one watches, where you're like nervous, you know.
Yeah.
But think of fighting under bright lights, like where the world is watching. I think that is mentally and physically is just.
I never had problem with that.
No, I know, but because you guys.
I never think about the lights either.
Well, because
or the crowd. You got to worry
because-
about one guy in front of
no,
you. That's
I
it.
understand. Right, but like because you are made for this, you trained for this. This is who you are. That's why you don't think about it. But from outside person, you know, looking
Yeah.
into it, it would think, you know, like I remember being a kid and getting in a fight and no one's watching, just being in that altercation already, kind of like, wow. But this is here, it's just like.
The worst part about it, Misha, is that the fact that there's lead up to it. Like I tell everybody, I'm like, if fighting was me walking down the street and my opponent comes and hits me in the face and we have to fight, that makes it easy, right? Even though
Yes.
even if I'm trained, but it's the fact that I know there is a date and I
Yeah.
have an opponent and I know this guy's working hard to come in there.
Exactly.
Like,
beat
we're
you,
not shooting
exactly.
in basketball.
Yeah, you
We're
both are working
we're
hard
gonna
to
try
kick each other's
like,
ass.
knock each other out. We're gonna try to hurt each other.
Yeah.
And you know, as every day that goes by is one day closer to that date. It's like when they tell you in school, 3 o'clock, Roman, we're gonna fight outside. And you know, when you're a kid, you're like, oh my God, at 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
So
What's gonna happen?
imagine
yeah.
at this level, right?
That's,
and
what,
and
that's
now this
exactly
is
what
your
I'm
livelihood.
saying. That's what I'm saying.
I think for me, it's harder to prepare for fight. The camp time when I'm training for the. But the day when I'm in the cage, I think I just need to show everything
Yeah.
what I do
Yeah.
in this camp.
Mhm,
That's
mhm.
all. That's why I don't feel nothing there
Mhm.
That's good.
because I will show what I can and what I do. And I will win.
Yeah, most guys from that part of the world, they just stone eyes,
Mhm.
stone, just turn into
Because this is for
Medusa.
us normal life. It's we every time compete in everywhere,
Yeah.
everything. We try to be the best in our job, what we do.
Right,
Anything.
for sure.
That's why.
Yeah.
It's from kids. Yeah, you're right. We do a lot of fights in the schools and something like this, and it's quite normal.
Mhm.
Always fighting.
So Mark chimed in. I challenge Rama to kiss Misha on air.
Come over here. Give me your forehead. I always kiss
He
Misha.
always
Don't
kiss
say
me.
about me nothing,
Come
please.
here.
I wanna do.
What kind of a challenge is that, Mark?
That's easy, man.
That's
That's
the
not
worst.
even challenge.
Listen.
I get kisses in
Listen
my
what-
forehead every.
I kiss this guy every time I see him.
Yeah.
Every time
I'm
I
already
see
used to.
him
I'm not
right
even.
here.
I'm not even running away.
This is my brother right here. Friends like this, you know, they change your life.
Yeah. I don't even try to run away anymore. I used to be able, like, he's like, hey, let me kiss you. I'm like, fucking run.
You know what he does? You know what he does? I'll tell you what he does. I tell him, I'm like, come here, give me a kiss, man. And he's like, no. And he smiles and he pushes me away. He just wants that. He wants that
I don't
affection.
want
He
that.
wants me to grab
I don't
him.
want
He
that.
knows it.
I
Look
really
at his
don't.
face.
He
He's
likes
loving
the
it.
chase. He likes the chase.
Look how he loves it.
I just give in already.
gotta- you
so I
gotta
just I
chase
know
the-
because if he wants it, he's gonna get
You
it.
gotta
so I'm
chase
like,
the
fuck
rabbit
it.
if you want the tail, huh, Misha? It's okay.
It's like hard to get.
Yeah, play hard to get. Those are the ones.
Oh man.
Those are the ones I'm gonna get. They're gonna be all mine. Here we go. Come on, man. Let us get crazy. Come on, man.
Get crazy, man.
We gotta get crazy.
Now I challenge you, kiss Roman in the
No,
forehead.
no. I will submit you.
You'll be,
Don't touch me.
Bro,
You'll
I
be-
guarantee you. Listen,
you'll be
if me and
you'll
him,
be limping.
if me and him got in, if what you just said was about to happen, he would never submit me. Because every time he went to grab me, I would kiss him. Mwah, mwah. He would just be like, I'm out of here, man. I'm out of here. I'm going.
Give it a try right
There's
away.
no way. There's no
That's
way,
what I'm
man.
You can do this, I know.
So what is it like to train with John, bro? Because you've
Train
had
with
some
John?
good.
It's
Good
really
experience.
big thing for me because I never had big sparring partners, good sparring partners. Every time when I won the world championship in grappling, everyone was asking me, "Who are you? Where I'm from?" Because I was first Georgian who win grappling championship. With whom you train? Every time I was preparing and training with my students.
Yeah.
I even doesn't have a big guys in my gym.
Yeah, because you have your own school, right?
Yeah,
So-
I have my own school. That's why it's to me now really big honor to be in this gym because everyone tried to help me. John tried to help me, teach me some his tricks, techniques.
Yeah, which he has a lot.
Yes, he has a lot.
Yeah.
And that's why it's very big experience for
And
me.
he's such a nice person.
He's
isn't
very nice person, very good.
he? Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
We have a
very-
YouTube question. It asks, where do we bury the corpses of John Jones's opponents?
Where? Oh man, all over the world, I guess.
With Hernandez's in Hernandez's backyard
Hernandez.
with his wife's brother or whatever. Remember the Aaron Hernandez?
Who's that?
The NFL?
Oh, the
There you go.
NFL.
Come on, bro.
Yeah.
You guys gotta get with it, man.
No, that's a good story. The crazy backstory of him killing somebody in Florida in college and all that.
Yeah,
I
dude, that
remember
guy
that.
was crazy.
In jail now.
That guy's
Tim
crazy.
Tebow couldn't even save him.
No, the NFL couldn't save him. So that guy, man, crazy. But that's what you get, man. You can't be hurting people. You just gotta be here and do
Don't
the
get,
right
man,
thing.
what it takes, man. You know, like people say, like, I mean, I think to kill someone, bro, is a mental sickness, bro.
It's not so hard.
No,
No, it can't. Listen. It depends on the. It
I don't
depends,
wanna know,
It
bro.
depends on the circumstance. You know what I mean? You have to like justify it
in
sometimes.
defense, yes. Like
If
in
somebody
defense,
breaks
if
into
somebody
my
coming
house,
in
man,
family,
and they're
if your
trying to
family
hurt
is
me or
somebody-
my family.
But people that deliberately kill people.
Oh no,
like-
you're talking
like-
about something different
Like
now.
you'll hear a story like this father killed his wife and 2 kids.
Wow, you got dark.
This is mental, bro. This
Yeah.
is mental sickness. Something has to go so wrong in your head for that to happen, bro. That's why I'm thinking like people like that don't even belong in jail per se. They belong in like mental heavy duty institutions for when you murder somebody like this for no reason. You know, what do you think? Because like if you take a bunch of murderers and put them in the same jail, what the hell do you expect from what happen to them? Especially the guys that get out after 10 years or whatever. Do you think they're going to be rehabilitated? You know, imagine you're like that's why. You know, if we all fighters and we all live in the same place, right? We become better fighters, right? Right? Because we train from each other, we learn from each other. You take a bunch of murderers, lock them all up together. What are you gonna get from that? You're gonna get better murderers. That's how I see it.
I don't know, man. It's
gonna
not
get-
quite that simple, man.
It's evil, bro. It's evil. You can't put evil together and create some kind of rehabilitation.
Let me tell you this now, right?
You gotta. It's mental.
Explain
It's
this to me.
sick.
Let's
Sickness.
go. Let's take it for example.
That's how I see it.
Let's
I
go
know how
somewhere
I
in
see
like one of those war-torn countries in Africa,
it. Yeah.
where it's like it's seen.
But that's
as
survival.
A good, no. I'm not talking about survival. Let's say you come from a culture where you are looked at as a warrior for killing people and taking over their property and their village and their family and their belongings.
Because I keep saying that is part of survival, part of tradition, part of something that is part of their culture.
But it's still
Something-
wrong.
It's like, of
you
course,
know?
it's wrong. Of course, no,
but,
it's wrong.
But to them, it's right. So how do you justify?
But I'm
how do you
also-
tell them
well,
that what they're doing is wrong
right,
when they look at
but
like, oh,
no,
I'm gonna be.
This would be a different topic. I'm talking about like good civilizations, like our civilization. You know what I'm saying? That breeds so much. Like we live in such a good world, right? Where we all can have great things in life, right? And enjoy things. And work for them and get them, right?
Country,
Or,
you mean?
You know, like country, like
Yeah.
you took first world countries. Now we're talking about like, of course, if you go like in those bad countries, yeah, shit happens. I'm just talking about like our civilization and how much hatred and all that shit that bred within our civilizations, where we can be like, we can be all sad and have good lives, but people for whatever reason always want more and more and more and more.
That's in
and
human
more.
nature, man.
Yeah,
But
I think so.
That's in human
No,
nature.
it is, but that's kind
But
of.
what I'm saying is this: is like, let's say you take a little kid, right?
Yeah.
You give birth to a kid,
We are
and
not
you-
far
and-
from big monkeys.
and you teach them from an early age that if you murder people, you will go to heaven. For example, I'm just giving an extreme example.
That's all they're gonna know.
The kid will never think he's doing anything wrong. In his heart, he
Yeah,
will
true.
feel happiness. He will think he's doing the right
I
thing.
agree.
So what you need to do to stop these things, man, is educate people.
Yeah.
You can't sit there and try to put people in prison and hurt people and slap people on the wrist for doing wrongs, right? Because the wrong is just going to keep happening.
Exactly.
You know, the crooks are always a step ahead than the cops.
Because they never
So
understand.
you need to educate people, man, and teach them what things are, and let them make the right decisions for themselves. You will never see an educated, smart person make the horrible decisions. Most of the time, they are influenced by something.
Yeah.
If you put people in a good environment and you educate them and teach them right from wrong and teach them how to be successful and how to function in a normal society, they are going to do the right things. They're going to take care of each other. Look, even we do it. Who knows where he came from? Who knows what I've been through? But we sit here.
That's what I would say.
We'll
With
feed
the
each other. We
product,
take care of each other.
products of our own environment, product of the environment, right?
This is a hard
That's how
question, I
say.
think, and I will say now to Misha, because it will be hard to explain in English. Око за око, зуб за зуб, кровавое месть.
Yeah, eye
Because
for
недавно
no,
было
no,
у нас.
no, eye for eye, tooth for tooth. That's where he comes from.
Or like bosses. 2 eyes for an eye.
No,
That's it. Not one eye for an eye. It's 2 eyes for an eye.
So it's very
Because
hard.
If
you-
anybody's
one eye-
ever gonna try to rip
Culture.
my out, man, my eye out, I'm taking both their eyes, and their tongue, and their lips, and their nose, and their ears.
Blue lips.
That's a whole different topic. We're not gonna get into the blue lipstick.
No big drama show.
Tell them then.
Blue
No
balls?
drama show?
Tell them.
Did we say blue balls? What?
No.
Blue lips.
Blue lips.
Blue lips. Oh my goodness.
Big
No,
drama
but-
show.
This guy, we went from dropping the balls to blue balls. This guy's already jerking it.
It's not November.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Damn,
what do you
man.
guys think? Wilder or Tyson Fury?
Tyson Fury.
Tyson Fury,
You
yes.
think so?
Tyson Fury, man.
Yeah, I think.
Because that dude ain't fought a big tough guy like that. Deontay Wilder throws like crazy hooks. It's in his last name. He's wild. You don't see him like
doesn't
he's
help.
not a
Like he
technical
knocks
slick
people
boxer.
out, though. He
Of
lands.
course, because he's so much taller and he has so much leverage.
But he have bad technique.
He does have bad technique. He swings. He goes wild. He's not like a
Yeah.
crisp, clean boxer. No, he won because of his size and range, and he's athletic. Don't get me wrong, and he does know how to box.
Yeah.
But man, you put a big dog against a smart cat, the cat's gonna win, 10 times out of 10, man.
Yeah, Tyson Fury's good, man. Just, I mean, he beat
Fury
Klitschko.
won. Klitschko.
Yeah.
Klitschko was that time very
Klitschko's
high
kind of
level
at the
boxer.
end too, man. But either way. So what did they think of Klitschko brothers? I don't know if it was in
I know them.
in Ukraine.
I know them. They are now in Ukraine. One of them is a
Politician.
politician.
Mayor of Kiev.
Yeah, mayor of Kiev. And they're good guys. They are helping us every time come to our events, fights.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's cool. So you
Good
main
guys.
event, huh?
Yeah, I
Main
have
event,
main
December
event.
15. That's awesome, man. You made good friends with Devin Clark too, man. That's
Yeah,
kind of
Devin
cool.
is very good.
People, somebody said that you guys, like in the car when you made the video, that you look alike, like two
Yeah, yeah,
brothers.
yeah,
You're
yeah,
just
yeah.
a little darker. You
Like
actually are
brothers,
kind of
A little darker.
Little dark.
Just a little
Blue
bit.
lips.
blue lips.
This guy, man, he
De-
says the craziest
Yeah.
stuff to Devin. You have no
Devin
idea.
is funny.
Oh, he's
Devin is
awesome, man.
funny.
He's a great guy.
And Devin is very nice person, like
Yes, he is.
very come down to earth,
Yeah.
just always like.
He
I
is
hope
right.
he
I'm
wins.
speaking such bad things, but not from getting, just for fun.
Yeah, just
It's
for fun.
they're jokes from the heart,
I
man.
know,
You
I
know,
They're always making fun of you.
when you have good friends, you really like. You can really be yourself and
Yeah.
screw around and mess around, and there's no hard feelings, and you can tell because nobody's facial expressions change, nobody gets upset. It's just it's all fun and games, man. We go downstairs, we have our little spa dates at the end of the day.
Spa days.
Yeah, we
Spa
go
day.
down
Every
down
day spa
down.
day.
Spa day.
Every night we do that. We go down in the sauna. We
Lot-
fill up the ice bath.
Lots
we
of
go
blue
back and
lips.
forth.
Blue lips
Yes.
after ice bath.
After ice bath
Yeah,
and
man.
sauna. They just had a little party downstairs. They had a Feed Bomb Sauna. Big shout out to them. They're sponsoring us with the sauna. They had John Jones.
Thanks, guys.
Holly.
Appreciate it. We're having a lot of fun.
Yeah, they had like 10 people on that thing, like dancing and stuff. I posted on Instagram. It was kind of funny. Yeah.
I will teach Jones how to dance our dance.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he teach everyone
I have
this
video.
gink. Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I have the video too. I think.
I teach CJ.
CJ. That was fun.
Devin knows how to dance now.
I actually did record that video too. I was gonna post it. Yeah, when you were teaching it. And then John starts teaching Lizginka, and he gets into the into the ghetto dance. You know, like the regular rap music song.
It's okay.
That's funny.
Yeah, man.
Well, gentlemen, it's very good to have you around, man. It's been a freaking pleasure watching you all train. Like,
Dude, it's my pleasure to be here and train with you guys, man.
yeah, I know. You know, you're kind of confined to New York just for the simple fact that's where you landed. Period, man. But you got the school going on, which is obviously a good thing.
Yeah, man. You got to do a lot of things. People think that fighting is the only thing in life. Fighting is not gonna last you forever, man.
Yeah, fighting is.
And you got to make sure you the second half of your life.
Not everyone is also destined to make millions of dollars, like let's say like John Jones or like Holly and stuff.
How
like
many
that.
of them are there?
There's not
like
that many guys.
Two
It's-
handfuls of them in the history of the sport.
Yeah, you have to.
You got to
be,
prepare for the future, man.
Yeah, I mean it's a good life to live. Obviously, from what I see, and it's a good movement. It's a clean life, you know, in the way of like you have goals. There's always something to learn. Plus, martial arts is just like I said, it saves lives. But don't count on that you going to be a millionaire. You have to have something to fall back on, the way I see it, because we see fighters here non-stop, and we see where
our career is not so long.
Exactly.
After sport, you need to be someone.
I mean,
person.
that's why you see like guys Chocoladeli, because they have such a big name, right? And when they were coming up, they weren't making a lot of money, right? That's how I always say. Yeah, exactly. That's why I said, like with all the fighters still competing, you know, because now you're seeing big purses coming in, you know, especially when you have, you know, Alistair Overeems and Mark Hunt. It's very hard to walk away when you when your paycheck is like $800,000-$900,000. You know, like you'll fight till you can't fight no more. You know, like period. I mean, I don't know what would stop someone from walking away when you're making that type of money. You know, so it's kind of understandable.
Yeah, definitely, man. But you know,
but I think the older the sport becomes, the guys will be walking away with more money earlier. You know. Because we're still only so young in this sport, you know.
26 years, 27 years.
Man. And you know what's crazy? It happened in our time, our era. You are, like I keep telling all these guys, you are the pioneers of the sport. You're like the earliest movement. We're talking about boxing being for hundreds of years, right? If it's
we're right in the beginning.
Look at the Rocky Marcianos of the world when they were starting, you know. Now, 100 years from now, people will be talking about like John Joneses and people that left their mark on the sport. You know, like the pioneers, the guys, you know, because so I never understood the GOAT kind of thing. It's kind of cool because to call somebody like that, because we have, you know, so many great fighters and it's like that. But it's, I would say legend probably be the best word to describe someone, like, because when you talk someone like 20 years from now, like, oh, the guy was a legend, you know, because there'd be so many greats born time after time, you know, like. You know, you had Mike Tyson, and then Vladimir Klitschko comes in. It's like, you know, and then you had, you know, Muhammad Ali, right? And then I guess whoever leaves their mark on the sport.
You look at a guy like Muhammad Ali, he didn't leave his mark just in the sport of boxing. He left this mark in the whole, like on the whole world. The whole world was affected by his actions. The guy went up and saved that guy from jumping off the building.
Can you imagine, like, how many people in this world?
Let's say 8 billion.
8 billion. And how crazy is that like when even now probably, but when Muhammad Ali was like still alive and everything, I mean, probably not a single person not know who
everybody
that man
knew who it was.
How crazy is that? You're like one person that like Michael Jackson too. Who would not know who Michael Jackson was, for example? Can you imagine to stand out like out of like 8 billion people to be that one name that stands out above the rest?
What's cool about Ali was how well he handled it all. Yeah. He handled it so well, man. He was so friendly and cool with people. Everybody loved him. You look at guys like
Elvis Presley, for example.
Michael Jackson. Like, these guys were addicted to drugs. They were like doing crazy things, and you know, they died of like health complications due to having crazy things. But like, dude, he got sick. But like, dude, he lived an addictive lifestyle. Muhammad Ali.
Like with Tyson too, the same thing.
Yeah,
it's just like it's like it's very easy to go into a wrong path, man. Like that's why, like, I hate when people talk bad about like all these fighters and John Joneses of this world and stuff like that. It's, you know, it's if you're not in someone's shoes, man, like it's
People don't get it. People are so quick to judge.
Yeah.
Bro, if you
Well,
you give any kid.
the 20 when you're
Yeah,
20,
give him,
you know,
give
a
him,
couple
give him
$1
$20
million.
million when he's 22 years old, and you're gonna see his real personality come out.
Yeah.
You know, everybody's so quick to point the finger and say he did this and that,
Exactly.
but they never take a look at themselves.
100%.
And I understand because they don't have they don't have like. They have no frame of reference.
Yeah.
They've never had that money. They have never had that lifestyle.
But even people that don't have money, they do so much
They
stupid
sit
shit
there and
every
point
day.
the finger at the guy. This guy could beat up anybody in the world.
Mm-hmm.
How many people, if you knew you could beat up anybody in the world, they would do way crazier things.
Exactly. And then
Come on.
and then go say something to his face.
Yeah. No, and man. People
That's
are
why
cowards
I
these days.
always blame social media. It gave people voice. You know, it gave people voice for no reason. Like back in the day,
Everybody has an opinion.
yeah, everyone has an opinion this day, and they really can express it like this hiding behind whatever. The way I always saw when we're growing up, there was no social media, right? We were confined to our circle, right? Like to people. Like you read newspaper, you freaking, you know, garbage can, right? That's all you live with.
Mhm.
Now the news is so distorted.
The news is like black and white. You look at one station. You go watch like CNN.
And then you
They say one thing.
Yeah.
You know, the sky is green. You
Yeah.
go watch Fox, the sky is red.
Yeah.
What the hell is going on here? Who's telling the truth?
Exactly. That's why. How can and then people pick sides? I'm like, how dumb can you be to freaking stay on that path? Like have you like rather not even have an opinion than have an opinion at this point, because like most
Let's
likely.
not make this political,
Oh yeah.
because
Whatever.
we're gonna start talking about Trump.
About Russia, about Trump.
Yeah.
I'm
Whatever.
telling you, know who's gonna be the next president?
Ivanka
If
Trump.
if Trump doesn't get reelected,
You'll be the only person.
no,
to
Putin's
vote.
gonna move here and become president.
Only
Watch.
one will this.
He probably already is. We just don't know about it.
Yeah, probably. I'm going to make Trump president
I'm
this
gonna
year.
make Trump great again.
Yeah, Trump. Crazy guys, man. Those Russians are really crazy, huh? This is a different world over
But
there, man.
everyone, it's mistake. Everyone call me Russian here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need.
I wasn't
everyone
talking about
to-
you. I meant like the people
Oh,
over
yeah?
there. It's a different world. But yeah,
I'm
go ahead.
from Georgia,
You're from Georgia.
and not American state.
Yeah. Because a lot of people confused, think that Georgia, like state of Georgia.
Hmm.
And when I
Yeah.
won ultimate grappling qualifier in Miami, the guy told me he's from Georgia. I'm not from, but they all think that I'm
Yeah,
from
from
Georgia
state
State.
of Georgia.
From
yeah.
Atlanta with John Hamm.
Barbecue skills.
Yeah.
What's up with Mark? Mark, are you listening? What's going on? Tell me, ask me something crazy. These guys are boring me. I'm falling asleep, man.
He
Come
is-
on, man. I wanted some action when I came
We're
here.
almost over.
What do you mean it was almost over? We're just getting
Just
started.
Yeah.
We're just getting
We
started.
don't do like.
You wake up at 12 at night.
Our show is 1 hour, not 4, like more.
Come on, man. 1
He's,
hour.
he's trying to come up with questions
Oh,
right
he's,
now.
he's sitting there thinking. Poor Mark. Where's he at, man?
He is doing security at I think
Dave
a
and
store or
Buster's.
some- No, I don't think Dave and Buster's. I think it's a movie theater or some sort.
Okay.
Hey Mark, I was watching a documentary about El Chapo on YouTube, and apparently he had a driver's license in California with his with a last name Aragon, so you know, and that got me thinking about you like right away. It's actually a true story. It was on the news.
That's funny.
Any relations, bro?
Yeah. You thinking about Mark, huh?
'Cause he
Mark's
looks,
a good
yeah,
guy,
he
man.
always
Everybody's
like
good out
when he
here.
puts glasses on. He reminds me of one of those like Mexican drug lords. I don't know, like
Yeah.
you know, because he's got that Mexican Spanish type of look.
Yeah.
The question comes from a fan, Rama.
Yes, sir.
It
Who's the fan? What's his name?
his name is Tiger Dragon.
What's
his
up, Tiger Dragon?
Tiger
Damn,
Dragon.
Tiger Dragon.
Tiger or dragon?
All right. So let me
He-
guess. Is he Asian?
I don't know. It's hard to tell. Tiger, tell us a little bit about yourself after we answer this question for you. But he wants to know what Rama eats in the morning.
In the morning,
I'll tell.
I'll eat. Depends on where your mom is. No, for breakfast I have I got what?
The first thing that came to my mind.
I got 2 slices of toast, I have 2 eggs, sunny side up, no, over easy. Over easy, and a banana. That's it.
And that's your second breakfast.
No, that's my first breakfast.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't think so.
We know you.
You guys are animals, bro. Why you guys have to get me in trouble, man? Come on, I'm a good boy. I've never done anybody wrong in my
You are a
life.
good boy when you sleep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it.
When you turn to a wall.
Ask my mom; she'll tell you I'm a great guy.
I bet you.
Sometimes.
My mom, she's like, my
Yo,
son
tell
would
me
never
about
do
your
anything."
childhood. You have a pretty crazy child. Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Greece, man. I was
Yeah.
born and raised in Greece, man. I had a beautiful childhood. My childhood, like, for me, everybody has an image in their head of a perfect life. When I think about that, I always think back to my childhood, man. There was no worries.
What made
The weather was always great. You know, I'm always at the beach. I was out playing with my cousins. We were always on our bikes. We were doing great things, man. We were always having
Misha,
fun.
want to know another thing. I know what you want.
What do you want to know? Tell me.
Misha,
I don't know if he'll open up to talk about it.
Tell me. Ask me anything you want, man. I'm an open book. It's just
Like,
you guys are working within these restrictions.
No,
You know I have no restrictions.
I'm just
Let me
afraid
ask
to
you.
say.
I'll
Ask me.
Misha
But
is-
I'll ask because Misha's tippy-toeing. What house did you grow up into?
yes.
And
Oh.
because
This
I
is a-
heard
this is a
stories
question,
around
main
Jim while
question.
we were out in Vegas for the Cyborg Yana fights. Where did you grow up in?
What do you mean? I grew up with my mom and dad in Athens, Greece.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Misha want to hear another thing.
What do you, I don't
Nothing.
understand.
Forget it, man.
What's
I
up
don't
with
wanna
these?
go-
What's up with these like conspiracy questions? Like I've been getting asked these weird questions.
Because
I'm being
I want to
investigated.
open up, but then I think about it.
Bro, what do we gotta hide, man? Come on.
No.
No.
Mama.
I gotta make my own. Listen. Here's what we're gonna do. All right, we're gonna go to another place. I'm gonna bring my laptop. We're gonna bring some microphones. We're gonna do my own podcast, my way with
That-
us three, and then you'll see what we're gonna.
Yeah,
you can
that-
ask me
that's-
whatever you want.
That's fine.
Let's do that, man. Let's
This
set it
is-
up. Yo, I don't even remember your name.
I don't want to
Nick.
be with you.
Why don't we do
Yeah.
something like that?
All right.
Because man, if these guys want to hear it,
No,
come
you
on.
can just record like a video, man.
After hours with Mark.
After hours with me.
All right, boys, we're coming to an end because we like only do like an hour show. It was
So
fun to
did
chat
did,
with
did
you,
we
man.
find out where Tiger Dragon is from?
He
Oh.
just chimed in. He is Egyptian Mexican,
Egyptian, Mexican. Wow, what a mix.
and he's complimenting you because you have a really good energy, and
Thanks,
I want
man.
more energy in the mornings to train better.
Thanks, man. Listen, just,
See, I
just
told you, your energy, bro, just like
I
appreciate
it
you guys, man.
captivates even people from other part of the world, man.
dude, and you guys are just judging me based on this podcast, like,
Yeah, you don't know
Let's-
that we
let's have a real
barely
one.
hold on, we barely scratched the surface.
dude, we didn't
really.
even scratch the surface, man. We're just. It sucks that we have to be confined because I understand you know
We
this.
got
is
to
a
rename the show
this is a
from
family-
JW
This is
Raw.
a family gym, you know, and
Yeah,
you
we
have
ca-
to like
yeah.
be a certain way. But
Yeah, we
trust
can't-
me, I'm not that way at all.
We
I got
can't
no
do Howard
filter.
Stern type of show, man. I wish we could. But.
Oh, have like strippers in here.
Mark, if
dancing.
if we would have Howard Stern show, I would replace it for Rama. He'd be my host.
Oh man, you know it'd be
Me
the
and
best.
Rama, yo.
You know it'd be the best.
Mark would be a jockey.
Hey,
he'd be
you know what we
security.
could
He'd
do?
be security.
Let me tell you what we could do. We could get
Because Nick, yeah.
we could get Mark to dress up like Santa and put him in a sleigh, and the sleigh is run by a bunch of midgets dressed like Rudolph and the reindeer, and then get him a little midget Miss Claus, and have him
Okay.
singing and dancing and doing all that stuff.
Man, that'd be funny.
That would be
Roman
funny.
is like, what the hell are you talking about?
Yeah, I'm sitting and thinking,
What's
these
wrong
guys
with this
talking
dude?
about?
Well, before we get carried away
Nah, man,
with all
carried
that
away.
stuff, I guess it's about time to wrap it up, right, Nick?
What do you guys want to know, man? We didn't even ask. We just talked about fighting. I'm sure you've talked about this stuff.
Just
Roman, you
We talk about it
have-
every week.
You have a son.
Yeah.
Roman has a son. Have you seen Roman's son?
yes, a beautiful
What-
boy.
Bro, you
So-
see the way he looks at his son? His eyes just go bananas.
That's how father's supposed to look at
Yeah,
his son.
man.
Rapid fire questions from there's a couple that were from the comments. They want to know, both of you, when you started training, where were you born, and just kind of what your career path after fighting.
Born and raised in Athens, Greece. First day training was May 1st, 2008. And career path after training, man, you know, everybody has an idea in their head. I'd like to be a doctor, but There's no saying where this game will take
where
me.
your life leads you, man.
Yeah, man.
You keep telling me you want to get in one more championship belt and then
Yeah.
retire, right?
We'll see. But you never know. You
next
have
year,
ideas.
next year you're going to be in PFL tournament again,
We'll
right?
see. We'll see. I've had some offers from some people.
Oh, okay. You always have offers, bro. I know that. You'll always have offers.
How about you?
About me, I was born in Batumi, Georgia,
But to me.
and I was soccer player, football.
Oh yeah, that's right.
We call it
Professional.
football.
Mhm.
Professional. It's
Yeah,
3
for
years.
Turkey.
Yeah. And I started doing grappling late, I think so, when I was 21, 22 years old. And 28, I began doing MMA.
Wow. He's already an accomplished world champion. There you go.
Do we have any more questions from the people? Let's answer the questions before we get out of here.
Let me see.
It's about you guys. It's not about us and our conversations. Whatever you guys want to know, ask away. Guys, whoever's watching, I want you guys to make pictures of find pictures of Misha and put them next to Jason Statham and post them and tag them.
Misha liked when
He loves it. When you call him Jason Statham, oh my God, his hairs on his arms go up. He goes, he starts thinking about himself driving an Audi,
Yeah,
an
black.
All right,
Audi
here-
S8.
Here's a question. This is actually from one of our great fans, Charles Wilton. He's a
What's up, Charles?
disabled MMA guy. Like
All right.
he has some videos of him in the wheelchair doing some rounds and all
That's
that.
cool, man. Keep up.
What do you think about disabled athletes getting into boxing and MMA?
I mean, if they're blind, I wouldn't suggest it. That's it. But listen, man, whatever you can do, there's no limitations. Whatever you want to do, you can do, man. Don't put any limits on yourself.
Yeah.
He's from Canada. He's professional wheelchair boxer.
All right, man. Nice to meet you, bro. I lived in Canada, too. I lived in Canada for a long time. Calgary, Alberta.
Yeah.
I love that country. It's a beautiful country. Amazing people, man. Keep it up. Keep up the good work, man. You're going to do great. Don't put limits on yourself.
Yeah, just that's where your heart goes, man. You like doing it, just keep on doing it, man. Because martial arts is addictive, boxing is addictive, grappling addictive, everything is addictive, man.
You know what I do with people when I meet people? I ask them this question, and a lot of people can't answer me straight. I'm like, what is your dream? What do you want to do? Like, let's say I asked an accountant, what is your dream? What is it that you want to be? If money was no object, if you had all the money in the world, you had no physical, intellectual limitations, what would you want to be? And like, for example, I'm using an accountant as an example. He said, I would want to be the head accountant at my firm. I'm like, no, you're not. You're misunderstanding the question. What do you want to be? What have you always wanted to be, right? And I asked a good friend of mine, and she said, I always wanted to be. This was years ago. She said, I always wanted to be a pop star, right? And I'm like, that's pretty cool. So I said to her, I was like, well, why don't you take singing and dancing lessons? And she's like, why would I do that? I'm like, well, because this is something you've always dreamt of becoming.
Right.
So whether it works out or not,
Yeah.
at least you're doing some form of your passion every
Exactly.
day.
I agree with
right?
that.
And
I love
and that's just gonna make you happier. And I watched her just get so much happier as time progressed. And a lot of people, man, they're limited by finances. They're limited by people's opinions. They're limited by all kinds of things. And then our friend here, he's a professional wheelchair boxer.
Yeah.
If he told anybody he wanted to be a boxer, they would laugh at him.
Yeah.
And look at him, he's doing it.
Yeah.
I think more people need to do this. They need to stop having an ego and stop caring about what other people think of them and do what they want, man. And I think that's what's going to lead to people ultimately being happier.
That's why we started an incredible adaptive MMA program that helps to fulfill people's dreams in that regard.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you have physical limitations and stuff, it still can do things. You know, you still can do things. You shouldn't just feel sorry about yourself and just hide and just like, oh my
like
world.
what's the worst case
Exactly,
scenario? It's not going to
exactly.
happen. You're still training. You're still doing a form of it.
Exactly. All right. Yeah.
More questions?
No, we don't.
That's it.
That's it.
Cool, man.
Well, thank you guys. It's been a pleasure talking to you. You're good friends. We'll see you on the mats. Are you going rolling tonight, both?
I'm gonna do a private with Joey and Harry, and I'll see how I feel about rolling.
So I'm gonna jump into that.
I will, of course.
Yeah.
Roman will roll all day. Every
Yeah,
day.
yeah, definitely, for sure.
Well, thank you guys.
Misha, thank you, man. You're the best.
You're the
Nick,
best.
thanks. For the fans, thank you. Nick, thanks. Mark, everybody.
Mark, stay safe out there. Bye.
Bye.
Through these doors walk the greatest fighters in the world.